Cancers have the World, the Seven of Wands, the Page of Wands, the Death card, the Temperance, the Moon, the Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Lovers, and last but not least, you have the Star. So what I'm seeing here for you Cancer crabs or Cancers is that the World, the Seven of Wands, and the Page of Wands, right? Well, the World represents Capricorn, which is the exact opposite sign of Cancer crab anyway. So definitely that axis of Cancer and Capricorn are here. I honestly see that a lot of you Cancer crabs are open to meeting new people, but obviously the Seven of Wands, right? You're not just open to meet just anybody. Obviously, right? You being Cancer crabs, automatically in that mode. A lot of you Cancers want to get to know people that you deem to be worth your time, of course, right? And that if they're not, I just see a lot of you Cancers are going to essentially freeze them out. You're going to be like, nah, you're not really rocking with it. The Page of Wands, however, represents this being a situation for you where the Page of Wands is very much so about, but you are willing to get to know other people though, which is very good. Because it means that you're not as, like I said, you're not as shut down as you used to be. So there's definitely some form of growth there. And it's now just a matter of enticing people to actually get to know you for a long period of time, right? And the Page of Wands represents, and one of the things that you're gonna actually start to incorporate or start to do a little bit more is to be more giving. The Page of Wands is to be more giving, right? But especially in this reading, right, for you Cancer crabs or you Cancers. The Death card and the Temperance, however, represents you're putting something to rest. And one of the things that you're putting to rest, honestly speaking, is the idea that honestly, what it is that you're putting to rest is the idea that a lot of you Cancer crabs should just give everything away. And let me go ahead and make this very clear for you Cancer crabs. It's not about giving everything away to another person. That's not what this is about. What you should be doing, this is just my perspective, but what you Cancer crabs should be doing is you want to be able to be in a situation where you can give to another person. But of course, when they disrespect what it is that you've given them, of course, take it away and stop hanging out with them. Do not cast your pearls to swine. Of course, right? That goes without saying. But the Death card and the Temperance here represents you Cancer crabs may need to watch out for the idea that maybe you should stop being so giving because people will take advantage of you. And the answer to that is only stupid people will do that. You know, only people who are very dysfunctional and they're essentially looking for something to get out of you anyway will try that. Because people who are not interested in conning another person will not take the things that you give to them for granted in the first place, right? A lot of the stuff that you may encounter when people play games is actually premeditated. It's already thought out most of the times before people do this type of stuff, right? So sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, and it's very an emotional response. But this type of mentality where people take advantage of you Cancers is actually, if you think that people are not going to take any of the things that you take seriously and cherish it, then it means that those people in the first place had this type of mentality in mind, that they really wasn't going to take any of the things that you say and you did for them seriously in the first place. They didn't think that. They were already running game from the start. So now the Moon and the Queen of Pentacles now represents, so a lot of you Cancer crabs, right? And it's ironic because the Moon rules over you Cancers. So a lot of you understand, like, maybe you should just ghost everybody, start hanging out with yourself, concentrate on yourself, and worry about yourself. Well, yeah, of course, you know, you really want to be in a relationship with somebody that you can concentrate on yourself as well as give to the other person. And like I said, a lot of you Cancer crabs, just to be honest with you, a lot of you just feel a little bit out of place because a lot of you may be just kind of thinking about this world like, you know, what kind of world are you Cancer crabs living in where people just don't care about another person? And to be honest with you, Cancer crabs, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. What it is that for you, right? What it is for you is that you're in a situation where people just may not necessarily understand what it is, how it is that you actually go about loving somebody. So if they don't understand how they go about loving somebody, then that's a situation where they misinterpret you. So what a lot of you Cancer crabs are doing is, because you've been misinterpreted so much, I just see a lot of you Cancer crabs, the Moon, the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing yourself, you know, doing the Cancer thing, nurturing yourself, thinking about, you know, how you can benefit from your own efforts, taking care of yourself, as opposed to trying to take care of other people and other people misconstruing it to being something bad and not really appreciating it. So now you have the Emperor, right? And then now the Emperor here represents this being a situation for you Cancers where, again, the Emperor taking charge, only allowing people that you deem to really appreciate you and appreciate the gifts that you give to them in your space, ghosting society, ghosting people, right? To not because you dislike them, but ghosting them so that you can come back new, come back refreshed, come back better than you were before. So the thing about it is, right, but also taking time. So the thing about it is, the Lovers in the Star card now, the Lovers represents, again, self-love, self-care, self-nourishment. And the Star card also represents how, but at the same time, still being very much so hopeful that you will find someone that can actually understand your particular brand of love, right? Because your brand of love is, I'm not even gonna lie, it is unique, but when you want to show it to another person, it's very, you know, wonderful, you know. So let's clarify some cards. Let's clarify the Emperor. So to clarify the Emperor, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Magician, Three of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Right. So to clarify the Emperor, so the Eight of Pentacles, right, represents you just feel like how other people need some sort of self-work, and they need to heal. But at the same time, a lot of you Cancers are going to heal your own traumas, but also to make sure that you don't hold any kind of grudges. You will go back and you will isolate, because honestly speaking, what Cancer crabs need really is isolation, you know, for their own personal health, is isolation. Because a lot of you Cancer crabs, you know, you're wondering about if people like you, you know, and you absorb a lot of that energy. You think that you're wondering if people like you, what will people do? Is the environment that you happen to be in, or the space that you happen to occupy, safe? And your home is very much so, or the place that's comfortable to you that you consider a home, is very much so the most comfortable place, right? And what the Emperor, your home is where the Emperor or Empress sits on the throne, right, in their own comfort of their own home. So the Eight of Pentacles is just kind of taking a break from trying to get to know other people until you've learned to work out your own emotional state, so that you don't come out here and start talking to people and disrespecting people any old kind of way. So the Magician, the Three of Pentacles now represents, but when you do decide to come back, obviously and absolutely, I'm blending those two words, it would be beautiful. But the thing about it is that the Five of Wands is right now, a lot of you Cancer crabs realize that you need to lay low. Spot is too hot.